Jeulia here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm excited to share with you the fragrances that I wore this week, and I had like seriously freaking amazing week. So before we get started, if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to hit that button. Join the weird, wonderful family. We are about joy and uniqueness and celebrating all things perfume. So please feel free to subscribe. And other than that, let's get into this. So the first perfume that I wore this week, part of the reason why I decided to wear it is because I haven't worn it that much since I got it, even though I said that I absolutely loved it. One of you had said, are you still liking KAYALI's Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli 64? And so I was pretty sure I did because I was in love with it. But like, and I sniff it all the time, really enjoy sniffing it. But I hadn't actually worn it. So I decided to wear it. I doused myself in this baby, and I can tell you for certain that I'm still in love with this. I can see that maybe for some this would be too much because it's like kind of oudy / woody. I think it's so beautifully done. So it's not a skanky, harsh oud. It doesn't come across leathery. But I think some women in particular would automatically associate oud with less feminine. So I can see how that could happen. I'm so in love with it. Like, seriously, it's so beautiful. So this fragrance, although it's vanillic in nature, it's got rum, there's creme brulee, brown sugar, there's oud, but it's kind of a sweeter feeling oud, there's sugared patchouli, and what I've said before is you get a little bit of earthiness, but it's like, and you like the creme brulee top, crackly top on a creme brulee, that's kind of the feel, that paired with just a hint of patchouli, but it's not a dark patchouli, it's not dirty, it's not super earthy. There's a little bit, I guess there is a little bit of earthiness, and it just creates depth and sexiness. So oud, depth and sexiness. Sugar patchouli, depth and sexiness. Like, this is delicious. Now, I would say that it's not for everyone, but it's definitely for me. It just felt so luxurious and opulent, and I smelt it for like hours on my skin. Now, I did overspray, but I was delighted with myself the whole entire day. Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli 64, such a good fragrance. My favorite out of the collection. That said, I haven't given all of them a try. So, but this was definitely, I love this one. So yes, I'm still glad I have it. But my friend Lori, she got it. She didn't like it at all. My friend Hessie, she got it, she loves it. So everybody's different, but if you like a little bit of woodiness or oud in your fragrances, if you like a little bit of that kind of, I don't know, a little bit deep, dark, mysterious kind of vibe, this is definitely awesome. The next fragrance that just gave me the most amazing fragrance day, seriously, is FLOWERBOMB Midnight by VIKTOR and ROLF. Now this fragrance, for whatever reason, I haven't pulled it out a whole lot. I wore it not too long ago, and I wasn't in the mood for it, I guess. I don't know, and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure about this one. I love this fragrance so much. So I've never been a fan of the original FLOWERBOMB. Just didn't do it for me. But this one has pomegranate and blackcurrant, and blackcurrant happens to be one of my favorite notes. It just creates, you know, with the pomegranate, with the blackcurrant, that juicy jamminess that I really, really enjoy in a fragrance. So you still get that FLOWERBOMB DNA as far as the florals. I'm not quite sure how, because this has just night blooming jasmine and rose. I don't really notice any particular floral. I certainly don't notice the rose, but you feel that floral kind of DNA from the original FLOWERBOMB, but with elevated kind of juicy berry goodness. Like, seriously, I love this. And then the base has musk and vanilla. This is pretty linear. Like once it settles on the skin, you're getting that black currant pomegranate combination with some florals and a little bit of that vanilla and musk. So I love this one, and I didn't think this one lasted that long. And again, I oversprayed. Oh my goodness, I loved myself all day. Like, seriously, I'm loving myself all day, every day lately because it's just been really fun. So anyway, really enjoyed this one. I'm so glad I have this one in my collection. I think it's discontinued. I'm not positive. Again, all the fragrances are always listed down below and linked down below if you're interested. But yeah, really enjoyed this one. Now this one is bright, juicy, happy. So the name doesn't really reflect what it is, because when I think Flower Bomb Midnight, I think like uber sexy. And Flower Bomb in general is kind of a more sexy DNA because it's like kind of sweet slash floral, which a lot of times guys are attracted to. But this one to me is just really fun because of the fruits. It's happy, it's energetic, and it's just really fun to wear. It's a fun fragrance. And it's also super like kind of flirty, girly. So love this one. Next was a fragrance combo. I put on Cotton Candy Clouds by Bath & Body Works. Now this says it's spun sugar, pink berries, and whipped vanilla. Woo! That's exactly what you get. Do you guys do that? Like I'll go to sniff it and it just poofs out and it hits my nose. Thankfully, it didn't get a huge glob of lotion this time, but yeah, that happens to me way too often. Anyway, this one, it smells like cotton candy to me. That's exactly what you're getting. It's so luscious and delicious. So I put this on and so then like it's pretty potent. So then I'm like, well, what fragrance am I going to wear with it? So I started sniffing a bunch of fragrances. What's going to work with it? What's going to work with it? And I was like kind of struggling somehow. And then I smelled So Scandal by Jean Paul Gaultier. And I thought, this is perfect with it. Like it's just kind of almost candy-esque. So the two paired together was fantastic. And smelling this again, like I haven't smelt it for a while. I think I kind of made myself sick of it. You know, a couple summers ago, I just wore it literally nonstop. That said, it's one fragrance that I can't bring myself to put away for any season. I just have to have it out because I really do enjoy sniffing it, even if I don't wear it. Now this one I would say is made for a little bit warmer weather. It's kind of an all season, but like in our really cold winter that we're having right now, this wouldn't be what I would typically suggest. That said, sometimes you just need something juicy and vibrant and fun, and this definitely fits that category. So the stars of the show on this one is definitely raspberry, tuberose, and then milk. I think there's some jasmine in this one as well. There's a freshness, like the raspberry smells nice and fresh and kind of bright. This one is the most different from the original Scandal because it doesn't have any honey that I know of. Definitely am not smelling honey anyway. What I get is kind of a candied raspberry, like literally a raspberry candy. With a little bit of milk in it. So there's these candies that I've tried and they're raspberry candy, but they've got cream, kind of creamy colored swirled in it. So it's kind of like raspberries and cream. A little bit of that, but more of the raspberry candy vibe with the tuberose that's very candy bubblegum-esque. So I love this one. It's vivacious, it's exuberant, and it has a really excellent projection. It doesn't last really super long. I think you get about 5 hours out of this one, but a beautiful scent bubble. And yeah, the combination of these two was just so fun and just awesome. The next fragrance that I tried was a little sample I have of Sea Intense, and this is the old version. So to me, the old Intense, the one in the black bottle, to me it reminds me a lot of the original Sea Intense, the original Sea, except just a little bit stronger, I guess. The longevity on this was phenomenal. So I put it on first thing in the morning. Huge projection, and again I kind of oversprayed, but huge projection. And then I noticed it until I went to bed. Like I could still smell it on my skin. I don't believe the intensity of the new Sea Intense, which came out in 2021, has the same sort of longevity. But this one, I'm kind of on the fence about it. I have to be in the right mood for it. So I put it on. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, I've been struggling a little bit with nausea in the mornings. I'm not pregnant. It's impossible. I had a hysterectomy. And plus I'm 50, I'm almost 53. So, not pregnant at all, like no possible way, but, like just kind of struggling with feeling a little bit sick somehow. So I put this on. I had a bit of a headache, started to feel a little bit sick. So this one I thought, oh no, this is going to ruin my day. But slowly it kind of settled down. The nausea went away. I really enjoyed wearing this. To me, it feels kind of delicate. It has that black currant in it, which I absolutely love. Definitely get that cassis type feel. This also has freesia and then a ton of florals in it, but it feels kind of like delicate, sweeter florals. Yeah, it's a very nice fragrance. It's super popular. I think I want the C Intense from 2021 over this one, but it is very pretty. It's not my favorite, but as I wore it, I enjoyed it more and more. So I don't know, I have this weird thing with the C line. Love C Fiori, that one I wished I would have bought. This one, like I said, the C Intense, I think the old version lasts longer than the new version, but I like the smell of the new version better than this one. It was still fine. It just smelled like the original C to me. Like I don't really notice a whole lot of difference. So tell me what you think. Do you like the new Intense or the old Intense better? If you've tried both, weigh in and let me know what your thoughts are. I like the juiciness from that black currant syrup in the new Intense, but the longevity just isn't quite there. So yeah, I want to know what your thoughts are on this one. It was nice. Now the next fragrance that I wore is it's supposed to be a dupe. It's very like hyped up right now. And it's called BADE'E Oud Amethyst. I think that's the name of it. This is supposed to be a dupe for Atomic Rose by Nikkiajoycosmetices. It's very beautiful, but I was like not quite convinced. So I put it on. It smells like really quite similar as far as I can recall. I think I've tried Atomic Rose, but I don't have them side by side, so I can't give you a for sure on that one. But it's a beautiful fragrance, rose centric. There's some oud in there. There's some juiciness with pink pepper and bergamot, I believe, in the opening. Lots of rose. There's a little bit of vanilla in here, maybe a little amber, some oud. So overall, a beautiful kind of luxe smelling fragrance. It's dark, it's opulent. So from that perspective, it's beautifully done. I put it on and then there's somehow a little bit of freshness to it as well, which to me kind of feels a little bit bizarre to begin with. So I was like, oh, I'm not quite sure about this one. But the more I wore it, the more I'm like, wow, I'm in love with this. And I kept on getting these whiffs of some sort of like jamminess in there. So this is definitely one I want to get. And this is super duper affordable. So yeah, really, really impressed with this one. Now, the last fragrance I tried is the first MOLINARD fragrance I've ever experienced. It's called VANILLE FRUITÉE. And this was a really interesting one. So it kind of reminds me of a little bit of that Mancera DNA to begin with. So sometimes I find with Mancera or with Montel, you put it on and I instantly want to cough because it's so strong and potent. So at first I was like, like this, like I took it into my lungs and I'm like, but then it settled down and it's a really beautiful kind of delectable fragrance. To me, there's a lot of caramel in here and it almost feels a little buttery somehow. So the opening is vanilla, caramel, and peach. Yeah, I get that. Then there's orchid, ylang ylang, and jasmine. I don't know, I know there's florals in there. I would say that maybe the buttery quality is coming from that ylang ylang maybe. And then it has grapes, osmanthus, and citron. First of all, I'll say that this is a powerhouse of a fragrance. Like it's super potent. You don't need much. At least I found you didn't need much. As it dries down on the skin, I get like this buttery quality. It kind of kind of reminds me of Guerlain's Terracotta. So kind of like that a little bit. I like Terracotta better than this, but this is a beautiful fragrance. I definitely think it's one I would prefer to try in the summer. It has a little bit of that summery vibe, although it's a very potent kind of gourmand feeling fragrance. Like I know there's florals in there, but it smells like kind of vanilla caramel, a little bit of peachiness with some butter thrown in there. So to me, it's quite kind of gourmand feeling somehow. Definitely the highlight is that vanilla caramel vibe, which is on the top and stays throughout the wear of the perfume. So definitely a powerhouse. It may be too much in the summer, but I have a feeling that this would be amazing. So if you've tried this, let me know. And if you've tried MOLINARD fragrances, tell me what your favorite ones are, because like I was really impressed with the power of this fragrance, and the prices are actually pretty reasonable on them. So I'm interested in the line now. These two last samples, they were from Jeulia Graham from scentsiblings.ca. So I will leave her channel linked down below too, because she's awesome and I love her and you need to go watch her. And that is it. Those were the fragrances that I wore for the week. I was in love with myself most of the time. Most of the time when I wasn't feeling like I was going to throw up for some odd reason. But overall, I really enjoyed experiencing these fragrances. And to me, it's really fun. Like I tried 3 brand new fragrances that I hadn't ever tried before. I think I'm going to put in a LATTAFA order here fairly soon because I want to give a few of their kind of dupey type ones a try, maybe a couple others that aren't dupey, but I want to try a few more from that line because they're actually really decent fragrances and they last forever on the skin. So on that note, I know I'm asking you guys to comment quite a lot. Comment. But if you have some LATTAFA fragrances that you absolutely love, please leave it in the comments because I'm really interested. And other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing week and we'll talk to you soon.